Hey folks, what's up? Uh, Enjoying this day so far, even though it's a cold day. Drinking some Sweet Dreams tea just to get relaxed before work. I wanted to tell you that I have recreated the NFC East. Now, I didn't do it for the hex editor or anything, but I have taken the players that already won the game and just careful. And I had to create some players like excuse me. That was good tea. It's good tea. To where I would pick whoever was presently in the game that played for their respective teams. So basically, I have the Redskins, who are made up of current players. So that's the only team that has my current players, the 11 that you can choose. And you have the Giants, and believe me, I'm going to tell you about the Giants in a second because they caused me many nightmares last night. Let's see. The Eagles and the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys definitely have all their offensive threats in the game except for Michael Irvin. So everyone else is pretty much set. Eagles, I have to add in, it was suggested that I need to, and this was by Ninja Bake. Hopefully I'm saying your name right, or your screen name right, but suggested that Eric Allen and Seth Joyner need to be in the game. So I'm going to create those two. But other than that, they have a fierce front four. They had Reggie White and Clyde Simmons at the end, Mike Golick and Jerome Brown. So just crazy on defense. I had to nail that. But let me tell you about the Giants because I played them last night, and that was no joke. Now, I play real 15-minute quarters. I don't slouch when it comes to that. I want the full, real experience, and that's why I have all pro football. Now, playing against the Giants, I understand now why Joe Gibbs had nightmares about this team and why anyone should have had nightmares going up against the Giants. I could barely run the ball. I got 92 yards, but it was after about 30. I think my guy got about 29 carries by the time the game was over. We had to go into overtime. They went up 17-3. Yeah, they went up 17-3. I'm going to tell you how they went up 17-3. I throw an interception and Leonard Marshall picks it off for a touchdown. And we'll see. The other touchdown was to Amani Toomer on a long pass down the sideline. Now, the pass was my fault because I wasn't back there to cover. I already knew what zone I was playing, but the play happened so quickly that Amani, and plus D Hall didn't keep the guy inside. The guy immediately went to his outside and ran up the sideline. I didn't even see him to react to it, and it was all over 90 yards later. So, and who's throwing the pass? Not Hostetler. I created Phil Simms, so he's in the game. Now, back to their defense. When you have to go up against the four great linebackers on one team and a great defensive end, a good defensive end. He wasn't great because he's a Bronze Star. But when you have to go up against Lawrence Taylor, Harry Carlson, Pepper Johnson, and Carl Banks, and had to account for Leonard Marshall, I put Jason Sehorn at corner because he was the only one I could probably think of. If any of you guys can come up with a better Giants corner, then I will definitely like to add him to this game. But yeah, I could barely pass the ball because I had to have my tight ends block. I didn't really start driving on this squad until the second half. Now, my defense shut them down in the second half. They scored no points. Matter of fact, we'll see, because they scored they scored a field goal in the first quarter, and then they scored 2 touchdowns in the second quarter. I had nothing in the first half. I had no offense. McNabb only had about 15 yards passing by the time we got to late in the second half. Then I started moving the ball a little bit, and then finally got a field goal out of it. Now, I actually checked that. I didn't score. But in the second half, I started to get it rolling a little bit. I started realizing that I need to make these guys cover. So I took advantage of the fact that Lawrence Taylor couldn't cover shit. So I sent my tight end at him, and start working away. Sometimes the drives weren't successful right off the bat, but eventually I just kept at it, spread them out. And in this game, I lost Santana Moss with a torn ACL, and I lost my starting center for broken kneecap. So, and I almost lost Malcolm Kelly. I don't know what his injury was undisclosed because he came back in the game later. But I had to rely on one bronze receiver for majority of the second half, and who else? And I had to somehow rely on my running game and Chris Cooley. Now, like I said, I started going to Chris Cooley, and he started paying off. And they were vulnerable up the middle. So I would dump the passes over the middle. The receivers were catching it. At first, I was getting frustrated because they were dropping every pass. I would have had a touchdown sooner, but one of my non-star receivers dropped the touchdown pass. So my first touchdown finally came when I hit Cooley in the flat. Actually, not in the flat, but on the out. And he just barreled through a tackler to score a touchdown. Then my second touchdown came on a flag route or corner post, whatever you want to name it, in which I beat the safety, and Jason Sehorn was nowhere to be found. So, and that was one of my non-star receivers that caught that touchdown. So, pretty much the game is now tied. Now we're going into overtime. We go the whole overtime. I have first possession. I get sacked trying to go in. Knocks me out of field goal position. So I'm playing field position, which I did all day because they also have Dave Meggett returning kicks. I forgot about him, but I kept kicking to the corner the whole entire game. So I did the same thing in overtime. And then I finally got my break with 2 minutes left in the overtime period, where I was driving down the field, got some key runs for Ryan Terrain, and I finally had to kick a field goal with, I think, 40-something seconds left in overtime to win the game. I wound up winning 20-17. Now, I can easily say that was the best experience I had from playing a football game that I have ever played. This is coming from All Pro Football 2K8. I urge those that haven't heard of the game to go check it out. Those that want simulation football, check that game out right there. But like I said, I played a real 15-minute quarter, so I definitely take some time out, usually overnight, to play it, so I can really sit and think and try to figure out how I'm going to win this game. Especially this game, I had to account for a front seven. They had two non-star players, and I switched their defense to a 3-4, so all four linebackers would be in the game at the same time. So literally, I started out with a regular offense, and eventually I wound up spreading them out, just like the Steelers. Same thing you have to do to the Steelers. They got good linebacker. They have a great linebacking core. You just got to spread them out, make them cover, and that's what happened. So, great game overall. Like I said, Skins, number one, always had to represent the DMV, come back, and beat the Giants. So, but I recognize that the Giants, at least in the past, were a nightmare for Joe Gibbs, and I fully understand why now. So, before when I was a kid, 8, 9, 10 years old, used to get mad whenever the Redskins got beat by the Giants. And it's just now I fully understand why the Giants were so much a problem. You could barely stop their running game, and their defense was just nasty. Now I'm gonna just recreate the Eagles, because now I need to. Oh yeah, I forgot the Eagles. I need to add in Andre Dirty Waters. So if I add him in, then the Eagles' defense will be set. I don't think they need anybody else. Other than that, I'm gonna enjoy this tea, and I'm gonna have a good day. Peace.